All right, ladies, I think I managed to go live. My apologies for being late. I wanted to go straight live on Facebook and they didn't let me. Somehow I was having issues with my streaming. So I changed the plan and I'm streaming from Zoom. So I think, let me just see if I'm live. I am. Hello, hello, Jennifer. I see I am. I'll just comment here. All right. I have myself on the phone. Perfect. Okay. Somehow Facebook did not want me to go live directly today from there. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. So today, our next training, we'll be talking about making effective decisions and to scale your business because running a business is really all about making decisions. And we make a lot of them every day in our professional lives, in our personal life. So actually inspiration for this particular training came from my clients over the last week. There was a bunch of things that my clients had to decide on, and I'm very proud of them. And also my little one, my 6 year old. My kids give me a lot of inspiration in business, and he said something to me just like passing by that I will share what it was. I was like, oh, you know what? He is so smart. So I kind of put it together and created the training. So welcome everybody. What I want to say, if you're watching and if you have any questions as we go and as I talk to you, please let me know. And post them in the comments. I see all the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And then also what else would I say? Oh, yes, I want to introduce myself to those of you who might be new in this group and don't know me. So, my name is Maggie Perotin, and I'm a leadership coach and business coach. I help women entrepreneurs grow their businesses, but gaining consistent paying clients and then without overwhelm. So, there we go. Let's go into our training. Now, just quick check. Can you hear me well? Because I just realized I was playing with the sound back and forth, and I'm not sure everybody can hear me well. Jen, are you good? Can you hear me? Just want to see. I'm sure there's a delay. Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay. I hope you can. But all right, let's unpack making decisions in your business. So, first of all, I wanted to say that we need to start by making decisions sort of in our mind and for ourselves. And what, what I mean by that is I will share the story of my little guy. So I was, he had his screen time and I was coming by to give him a hug and a kiss and kind of see what he was doing. And he was watching a show that's, I don't know, those of you who might have kids might know Masha and the Bear. There's this funny Russian show about a little girl that's very mischievous and the bear that kind of takes care of her. But that show was actually with some kids, so like kids actors. There were real actors in it, not the cartoon one. And so he's telling me about it. And he says, mommy, Masha is real because I decided to put in my brain that she's real. So she's real. And, it was funny at first, but then I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? That's very smart because think about it. How often we put in our brains things that are not true, but that are based on our fears. Like, for example, oh, I'm not good enough, or, I'm not valuable enough, or people don't want what I offer, or whatever. I don't have time to do this now, even though this is really something I want to do. So all those things we put in our brain, and then we make decisions based on that fear, whether it's not to do anything, or whether it's, procrastinate or do things that are kind of avoiding, that are, like sabotaging us, and we're avoiding doing the things that we should be doing. So instead, I want to challenge you to turn this around and put in your brain things that you want to be real. So I am going to have consistent clients in my business, and I am valuable enough. I will create time for whatever I need to do to, gain my scale, my business, and gain consistent clients. And that, my offer, there are people out there who want my offer, and I am valuable enough. Okay. And what I want to say, like one example, like that little shift, so that internal decision that we make in our brain about something that's not, oh, it's not going to work, as opposed to, yes, it is going to work, can make a whole lot of difference. And the proof of that is, again, one of my clients who, when we started working together before the new year, she was sort of resisting a little bit some of my advice, or some of my things that I was trying to, give her advice as a coach. Sometimes you hear from me things you might not want to hear, or things that you feel like they're not right for you. But this is my job, right? My job is just like your best friend, to tell you things that you might not want to hear, or to tell you things, to direct you in a way that might not be easy, but is the right course to take, and slowly kind of push you towards that. Doesn't mean that I will force you, but I will slowly kind of be persistent. So I've been persistently advising her to do certain things. And in the beginning, she was resisting, but New Year came. And I guess with the new year, she sort of decided that, okay, I'm going to give it a try. So she made that decision that, okay, what Maggie's telling me might be true. Maybe she wasn't believing it 100%, but she said, might be true, and I will try it. And guess what? In 2 weeks of the new year, she already made 36% of the entire income she made in 2020. 2 weeks. And she's so proud of herself, and she's so excited. And me, I'm so excited. I wanted to jump for joy when she sent that message. And this came from one decision: putting something in your brain that is right for you, that you want to, as opposed to letting your fears, or letting your, maybe lack of confidence make decisions for you. Jennifer, yes, completely agree. You have to be in the right mindset to accept the suggestions. It's true. It's true. So I try to work with clients who are ready for that, or who at least will give it a try. Because if not, it's just, a waste of time and your money, your investment. So yes, mind blowing. I'm so excited, but the lesson is here is that, we need to be aware of the decisions we make, and really be aware of what influences those decisions, and make sure that we, as CEOs of our business, decide and make those decisions, and not let our fears or our, some preconceived things decide for us. So then the second secret to making effective decisions, and this is really just targeted not to all decisions, but to scaling your business and making and attracting more clients, is really deciding what clients you want to work with and what you don't. And it's not only your niche or industry and so on, but what type of client it is, the right client for you. Because with your limited time and resources, trying to attract clients that maybe are somewhere on the outskirts of who you can help, but will cost you much more effort, again, a lot of maybe money or whatever it is, or room. They will take up room for really your ideal client, somebody you love to work with, somebody you really excited about working with, can actually paralyze your business growth. Because, if you're attracting not the right people to talk to you, even for your consults and for your initial things, then you're, using that time, and whether it's, again, content creation or whatever that is, you're losing that time talking to people who, maybe will not even become your client, or will become one of those clients that drains a lot of energy or a lot of resources out of you, and you're not making room for those ideal clients. So being really clear, deciding on who do I want to work with and who do I don't, and then creating the content, targeting your reach out, your marketing, and so on to that true ideal clients, and you're very clear on it, will help you scale your business faster. That was number 2. Okay. Secret number 3 for making effective decisions. And this one is more overall in your business, and it's about taking risks and being strategic, but also putting a leap of faith and taking risk based on the return on investment you're expecting to get from that decision, as opposed to your fear or your acceptance of losing the money or losing the time you're investing in it. And that can be in anything. That can be in technology. That can be in, hiring help or outsourcing something. Again, getting coaching, investing in yourself, whatever it is. Because, when we're thinking strategically, when you're making decisions about your business, you can't only look just in front of you, right? It's like driving a car. When you're driving a car, yes, you need to look in front of you most of the time. In day-to-day business, we're looking in front of us. But from time to time, right, on a regular basis, you need to look further ahead while you're driving to make sure you don't miss the turn, or that you don't miss the traffic, you don't get yourself into accidents and so on. So you need to look ahead as well. So in your business is the same. From time to time, you need to look ahead. So when you have that maybe 2-year plan or 3-year plan, there will be certain decisions you will need to make today in the current time, certain investments that might require putting out the money now. So meaning maybe making less overall in that month or in that year and so on, but that will give you the return, much further return 2 years down the road. So for example, let's just make an example in investing in health, getting a VA part-time or whatever the case might be, right? So in the beginning, you might not have like really that money to get help, but you also don't have time to scale your business because you're doing all the admin work and so on. So the decision to hire that VA might cost you an investment. You're like, oh yeah, I was planning to make X and now I will make a little bit more because I need to pay VA. But the time you will free to grow your business and the work you will do to grow will pay off in the long run, much more than the initial investment. Again, same in self-development. You might need to invest in, courses, in books, in school, in coaching, whatever. You're paying now because the learning process lasts. But once you start applying that knowledge, once you actually start taking actions from that self-development, it will pay off times and not times again down the road. And that's the only way to scale your business. You will have to invest in whatever that it is to grow. And you need to be able to make that decision, take the risk, take the leap of faith, We're not perfect. Sometimes those decisions, will not be perfect, but based on the return you expect and not based on, oh, like I don't want to lose this. I'll only invest half of what I really should, because if I lose it, that's not that bad, type of thing. Okay. And then one thing I want to go back, because I actually forgot to remember an example. So one thing I want to say, or a couple of stories I want to share about deciding on who you want to work and who you want to help. And what happens when you actually follow through with that decision. So again, one of my clients last week, she had a consult with a client that was potential client that was referred to her. So the person actually needed help in that niche and so on. And after the consult, she realized that, that wasn't a perfect client for her, because she couldn't help her the way she would expect herself to help and deliver the value that she would deliver. And she said no and tried to, refer that potential client to somebody else. And you know what? I'm super proud of her, because it's not easy to say no to a person who is ready, right? Wants to invest in a services that we potentially could provide, or something similar, when we need income and so on. But the danger of taking on somebody you cannot help, or who is not your ideal client and so on, is great. It can cost your reputation, your brand, again, your stress, and maybe, resources and so on. So example of that is from my corporate world, from my position I had a long time, like a few years back, where a company I worked for made a decision to take on the client for which we weren't ready. And it was too big. It was, again, like the company was not ready. The executives took on that client. They asked us to onboard and kind of make things happen. But because we weren't ready and we didn't have resources, it was a very painful transition. There was a lot of escalations throughout. And ultimately, the client, because the contracts were big, so it kind of lost. But the client left after a year, and the brand suffered. And now, even if that client was ever reconsidering switching back to the company, it would take them years to get over the failures that happened through, right? So that trust has been broken. As opposed to, for example, the company thinking through, oh, are we ready to take on that client? And the answer was no. Okay, what can we do in the next year or so, let's say, to prepare to be ready, and then take on the contract that then can last years and years on end, instead of taking on something, doesn't work out, you lose, and then you'll never get that back again, the client or prestige brand and so on, right? Your promise to your clients is your brand, and you always need to remember when taking on, or when considering to take on the clients or not. So that's the story I missed in the second option. In the second. All right. Number 4, secret of making effective decisions. That again applies to all of them. So decision making is a skill, and also like a muscle or a skill. We need to practice, of course, to make them. And this is a real phenomenon, like decision fatigue. Every day, an average person makes about 35,000 decisions. This is crazy. When I did that research, I couldn't believe it. 35,000 decisions. And they're, from very small, like, oh, what am I going to wear, right? Today, like I was like, oh, what am I going to wear? What am I going to eat? And all those little things. So what am I going to do next? And so on. 2 big decisions that we, to make in our business or family or vacation. And, again, how do I want to grow? What's my marketing strategy and so on. So from very little to very big. So throughout the day, as we make those decisions, we do get tired and our energy depletes. That's why we feel sometimes mentally exhausted towards the end of the day. Like, it's real, it happens to all of us. So just, one advice I want to tell you is like, if you ever are making an important decision for yourself or for your business, is one, do it in the morning when your brain is fresh, when you have most of the energy and you can logically think through that decision. Don't make very important decisions in the evening when we're tired and exhausted. That's why, for example, it's very easy to get and start snacking on non-healthy food in the evening because we're just tired and our kind of will, right? Our power is gone. Um, so, for example, that one way to stay as effective or keep the energy to very important decisions in our business, so not to lose energy on many different ones, is, for example, one thing is keeping things simple in your business. When we start overcomplicating things, start having, I don't know, too many offerings or too many different processes and too many different steps to onboard the clients or whatever else it is, then every one of those steps is a decision. So then when it gets too complex, it's exhausting. So keeping things simple in your business can help you then make better decisions. Now, for example, going to the extreme, Steve Jobs, like why, for example, Steve Jobs were always wearing like simple clothes, black, no color, nothing crazy. It's because of that. He wanted to eliminate the number of decisions, trivial decisions, non-important decisions he had to make all day to leave the full energy and his kind of brain power to the decisions, the most important ones, the ones that were growing his business, growing the Apple brand and so on. So I thought you found that interesting, like fun fact about Steve Jobs. So another example, sometimes my clients ask, and I had an example, it's like, oh, what should I be doing in my marketing strategy? Should I be on all the social media, or should I be starting the landing page, doing the social media, starting the landing page, and doing this and this and that? And they're trying to do it all at once when, for example, the resources of time or money are limited. And that leads to overwhelm, right? When we're thinking through all the options and trying to make all those decisions and thinking about the consequences those decisions will be, it's easy to get overwhelmed. So that's why keep things simple in your business, keep things simple in your marketing strategy, in your client acquisition, in your client onboarding, whatever you have. Whenever you get overwhelmed, pull back and think, how can I go back to basics? How can I simplify that? All right. And then the last secret for making effective decisions is also long-term, or when you're facing a decision, more of a project. So let's say you want to scale your business and you're thinking, okay, well, what can I do to scale? And I have many different options, or I could do this, I could do this, and I could do that, right? As I always say, there's hundreds of different ways you can grow your business. There's hundreds of strategies you can use in your marketing, and all of them can be effective, but they're effective for different business owners with different stages of their business growth, with different family or life situations. So doesn't mean you have to do them all, and doesn't mean that what worked for somebody will 100% work for you. Always try to keep the strategies that you feel are right for you. But let's say when you are thinking and you have options for like 5 or so, what is the prism or kind of filter you can, decide, or you can funnel those options through and then make your decisions? So number one is, does this align with my values and mission for my business and the vision for my business? So again, one of the things we always work with my clients is making sure, like, the foundation of having your values, mission, and vision. right? So that's number one. If it doesn't, it should be a no. You should never do something, especially big and project that could potentially grow or destroy your business when it's against what you stand for in the business, against your vision and mission. But if it's a yes, then the second point of that filter is, does it fit my definition of success? And that definition, of course, will be different for everybody, right? So, for example, what success or freedom in business is for me is that, I want to do the things that I love to attract clients and grow my business whenever I want it and whomever I want it, right? I don't want to be forced to do things that I don't like, or forced to do things with people I might not necessarily connect with well, and so on in my business. I want to be deciding. So if an opportunity came when I would have to do things that I don't want to do, or when I have to go to places or be with people I don't want to be with, then that would be a no for me, right? So you want to define, okay, what is my success in my business? Why am I doing it? What is the freedom that I want to create in my business? And if that project doesn't align with that, then maybe it's a no, right? And then number 3 should be, is this project or that growth strategy is really going to grow my business, but also is it going to make my life easier, as opposed to create so much work and so much stress and so much effort that I'm gonna, lose my balance, never see my family, get myself exhausted, and so on. And that was something, an example I brought earlier, because if it does, if it's going to create so much work and so much stress and so much fun, is it really worth it? And, sometimes our kind of ambition or excitement about growing the business and so on, it's easy to get into that path, especially when you're a high achiever and kind of motivated as I am. So I can see myself sometimes going into that trap. So pausing and thinking through is very beneficial, because it's a yes if it's going to grow my business, but actually make things easier, not harder. Maybe I can, through that I can automate certain things or whatever, right? So I'm growing and I have a scale, so now I can automate and so on. But if I'm growing and I'll have less time and I'll have more stress and so on, it's a no for me. So I hope that a little kind of funnel of decision making will help you going forward. What I do want to say is that if you do have any questions, let me know. I will be happy. You can tag me in the comments. You can reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them. Jennifer is saying, I've gone into the trap too, but it is really a mistake for your business. Yes, for sure, it is. But sometimes too fast of a growth actually kills businesses. So there are businesses who fail because they grow too fast and they're not ready for it. Love the secrets. Happy, great. I'm happy that you love the secrets, and all of this and more about growing your business consistently, attracting the clients, paying clients, your ideal clients consistently without overwhelm. I teach that in the Business Results Accelerator program. If you are interested, now, if you are ready, so my ideal client, who is my ideal client? It is a female entrepreneur who is ready to invest in her business, but it's also coachable and is ready to do the work. I cannot do the work for you. I can help you. I can offer advice, but if you're not ready to do the work, it's not going to work. Okay, then we're not the right fit. But if you are ready to invest, ready to do the work, you're coachable, and you're ready to take on your clients and bring that consistent income, then let me know. Reach out to me. We can chat and see if we're a good fit working together. Liliana, I had some associates which finally drop off the business. It's difficult to get the proper ideal client. I know, but define it. So maybe those associates were not your ideal client. Learn from it, Liliana. What happened that they drop off? And how come, like, what can you do to attract not associates, like associates not like them, but others, the ones that are working well with you? So there's always a learning from any, client that drops off or that who signs with us and doesn't follow through, or client we don't sign. There's always a learning we do, right? None of us is perfect. Nobody signs 100% of people, or even if we sign 100% of clients, they're not able, we're signing a lot of clients. Not 100% of them are those perfect ideal clients. So from every scenario like this, we can learn and we can refine our strategies. We can refine and make better and better decisions. So I hope you enjoyed it, ladies. See you in the group during the week. Motivational Monday coming up tomorrow morning, Wednesday, wisdom. So live Q&A for free coaching Wednesday evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then, of course, on the weekend, free training, and I'll be announcing during the week what that is for next weekend. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a good night and see you. Bye.